Hey, peace, everybody. Just wanted to enjoy this Friday and talk to y'all for a little bit about racism and about how you can stop it. And it starts at the household. It starts with the words you speak. I'm not the type to even get on racism because it's foolish for one, it's unprofitable for two, and if you really want to know the truth, man, just wake up. That's it. Just wake up. It starts in the household, and a saying that we have, I don't know where it came from, honestly, is you tell the truth, you shame the devil. So if you don't want to hear the truth, turn this off. If you're offended about anything that has to do with you living in the spirit and rejecting your flesh, turn it off because it's not for you. I don't want to offend your God. You don't want to offend your God either, which is probably Satan. So turn this off in a minute. Turn it off. So if you really want to end racism, you really want to advance your people and stand for justice and equality and things like that, you have to stop referring to yourself as black. Point blank, period. Black. And you have to stop looking at Caucasians like they're white. Because truth be told, we are not black. And truth be told, they are not white. Malcolm X said it a long time ago, and even Michael or Martin Luther King said in a speech about, if you look in the dictionary about the word black, it always has to do something, a negative connotation, mourning, darkness, ignorant, evil, wicked, etc., etc. And also the term white, even in the Bible, the only time it talks about white as far as the skin color is when it talks about leprosy, those that were cursed with leprosy. And also it speaks about a hair being blonde, referring to another sign of leprosy. So it talks about, it seems like blonde hair and white skin is form of leprosy. The only other time it talks about white, it talks about being pure. It talks about being clean, unblemished. Nothing to do with skin color. It talks about just your, I don't want to say your character, but your heart and your mentality, your mindset, being washed in the blood of the Lamb, things like that. So when you call Caucasians white people, you're saying that they're wholesome. You're saying that they're pure. You're saying that they are good naturally. And whether you believe it or not, subconsciously or not, that's what you're doing. And when you talk about black, call yourself black people. Black people don't do this. Black people don't do that. Black people aren't like that. We aren't like that. Blah blah blah. You're limiting yourself and you're being a fool. You're being foolish by carrying on stereotypes that don't really even exist. Excuse me. So you have to cut that out. Black is just a color. In the Hispanic language, they say negro. It means black. That's it. It came from the Latin word niger or Niger, which means black. If you look at Acts 13:1, it says one of the prophets was called black. Just like we have friends today, one of them may be the darkest one out of the crew. We call him Black Mike. He was called black. He was part of the darkest brother out there. But just to consider ourselves just black and that's it, black power. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. There's wicked people in our race. So you got to cut that whole black thing out. And if you consider yourself educated person, smart, adult, whatever you want to call it, and you have children, you teach your children these things, man, because when we come out the womb, we don't know anything. We just know what we're taught. We also know what TV teaches, because that's what basically is raising our children today. So if you teach your children, the grass is green, the sky is blue, the sun is yellow or whatnot, and then you tell them they're black, they're gonna look at their skin color. If they are, melanated people, brown skin, they'll be like, I'm black. And you can't explain that. The only way you can explain that is basically through the world, what the world looks at you, what the world tells you, what Satan has put in the minds of the people to keep you ignorant, to keep you dumb, and also uplift his chief people, which happen to be the one that are ruling today, which happen to be Caucasians, Gentiles, Edomites, if you will. Check that out. So let's be honest. We're different shades of brown. Light brown, dark brown, I seen some pictures of some quote unquote Africans that were jet black. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen it personally, but I've seen pictures. So I'll jump out there and say, yeah, there's some quote unquote black people, but I haven't seen them personally. And I've never seen a white person ever in my life, period. Never. Never seen a white person before. You haven't either. There are different shades of red, pink, beige even in Space Jam. I think it was Dan Aykroyd. I'm not sure. He was like, Larry's not white. Larry's clear. You know what I'm saying? So you see that. But you got to be honest with your children. You want to start with that? You're not black. You know what I'm saying? Most of us that consider ourselves black or Negro, we're Hebrews. We are the children of Israel. That's who we are, whether you accept it or not. And these white people that you call them white, they're Caucasians. Let's just call it what it is. It probably makes them feel uncomfortable calling them Caucasians. If you want to call them Edomites, so be it. You want to call them Gentiles, so be it as well. But by you calling them white, you're basically saying that they're pure. Because with that image of Christ, that's all around everywhere. That's the image of God that they portray. And if God looks like that, that must mean that that image of God is what's pure. So therefore, subconsciously, they did this to our ancestors back in the day. We're going to see that image. And when we see that image and we see those people, we look at those people differently. That's why a lot of our people, we talk differently when we're around them. For interviews, I don't care about dressing up. That's fine. I don't care about talking professional. That's fine. But even changing our voice sometimes, we do that. We act differently. All that because we think that they're better than us. And when we're around our own people, you know, we get more loosely, which is cool too. There's nothing wrong with that. You feel more comfortable around your own. But then when you look down on your own people and you look down on your own women, things like that, that's when you show who you believe in your mind is truly superior. So you got to kill that whole black thing. You got to kill that whole white thing. And you got to just come back to what the Most High say you are, what God tells you you are, who he says we are in the scriptures. You got to really believe that and just trust in the Father because there's nothing out here for us. You see that we're just getting killed all the time. There's money out here, but money doesn't last forever. You can't take it with you. You have your family. You have your friends. Hopefully you still have friends, man. My friends are, yeah. Just tell the truth. You know, just tell the truth. Are you really black? Look at your skin color. Then look at something that's black around you. Look at something that's white around you. Are you really white? Will you change?